Hello, my name is Gailene Ladouceur Leroy. I'm an attorney and a member of the Saginaw County Bar Association's Law Day Committee. The theme for Law Day 2007 was Liberty Under Law. And one of our goals was to familiarize our youth with the criminal justice system. It is my pleasure to present to you this year's Law Day play, State versus Goldilocks. This play was made possible through the cooperation of the Family Youth Initiative Coalition, a division of the Saginaw County Department of Public Health, and the Drug Free Coalition, and by the Saginaw County Bar Association. A special tribute goes to the children who worked tirelessly to make this play come to life. Enjoy!
Thank you for joining Mock Trial News. I'm Microphone.
And I'm Anchor. Today we're following the intriguing case of the State versus Goldilocks, aka Goldilocks. This case has been making headlines for a long time. The Bear family has just arrived in the courtroom with their attorney.
As you may know, the state is charging Goldilocks with breaking and entering into the Three Bears' homes. She's also been charged with burglary, destruction of property, and bad manners.
And Goldilocks' defense? She claims that this is a simple misunderstanding and also some of the items in the Bear home were already destroyed.
State of Michigan against Goldilocks, docket number 19895.
Your attention, please. All rise. The 10th Circuit Court of the County of Saginaw is now in session. The Honorable Lawyer Lawrence presiding. Please maintain a respectful silence and be seated.
This is the case of State versus Goldilocks. As I understand the pleading, the charges against Goldilocks are burglary, destruction of property, and that she showed bad manners. Are there any opening statements?
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, in this case we will show that on the morning of October 26th of last year, Mama Bear got up early and made a steaming bowl of porridge that she intended to serve to Papa Bear and Baby Bear for breakfast. We will further show that because the porridge was too hot, the bears went for a walk in the forest. Meanwhile, Goldilocks broke into the home of the three bears intending to eat their porridge. Indeed, she ate some porridge out of the bowls of Mama Bear and Papa Bear, ate all the porridge from the bowl of Baby Bear. After eating Baby Bear's porridge, she then violently sat down in Baby Bear's favorite chair and broke it. After breaking Baby Bear's chair, Goldilocks then went upstairs and viciously messed up the three bears' bed and fell asleep in Baby Bear's bed. Through our evidence, we will show beyond a reasonable doubt that Goldilocks is guilty of burglary, destruction of property, and she did not use good manners in her actions. Thank you, Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Does the attorney for Goldilocks have any opening statement?
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, these charges against Goldilocks are frivolous and without merit. We will show that Goldilocks was the victim in this case. She did not break into the Bears' home. Instead, she was invited into their homes. The Bears had graciously invited Goldilocks into their homes on several occasions. It was typical for the Bears to leave their door open for guests expected and unexpected. That day was no exception. The Bears left the door open. While Goldilocks was out walking in the forest, she smelled the sweet aroma of porridge cooking. She knew it was Mama Bear's porridge, for she had tasted it several times before. So when Goldilocks got to the house and found the door open, she thought she was invited for breakfast as usual. We will further show that the porridge was so good that she decided to wait for Mama Bear to come home so she could thank her for it, because she was raised to always say thank you. However, the chair that was small enough for her was already broken, so when she sat in it, it broke to pieces. In her process, she fell and broke her back, so she decided to lie down. We will show that Goldilocks was a guest and is certainly not guilty of burglary, destruction of property, and definitely did not demonstrate any bad manners.
Very well. Call your first witness. Please raise your right paw. You to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Please be seated.
Please state your name.
My name is Mom A. Bear. First name Mom, middle initial A, last name Bear. They also call me Mama Bear.
Where do you live?
I live in a little bungalow house in the forest. It is a pretty little house.
Is that forest located in Saginaw County, Michigan?
Yes, it is.
Who else lives in the house?
My husband, Pop A. Bear, and our little bear babe, E. Bear, live with me.
On the morning of October 26th of last year, did you make breakfast for your family?
Yes, I did. I always make a wholesome, nutritious breakfast for my family, as they are very fond of porridge. I made porridge on that day, and as I always do, I sprinkled the porridge with honey, a pinch of cinnamon, and 2 pawfuls of raisins. Papa Bear especially likes the 2 pawfuls of raisins.
Very well. I see it. Sounds delicious.
It is. You should come over and try some sometime.
Your Honor, I object to that last question to Mama Bear's attorney to try her porridge. We will stipulate that Mama Bear makes very good porridge.
Very well, Counselor. Please focus on the case and not your social life with the Bear family.
After you made porridge, Mama Bear, what did you do?
I called Papa Bear and Baby Bear downstairs for breakfast, as I really didn't have to call them. The aroma from the porridge already had.
Then what happened?
Well, we sat down at the table and said grace. After grace, Baby Bear said that the porridge was too hot and was burning his tongue. So we decided to go for a walk in the forest and let the porridge cool.
I see. Do you always go for a walk in the forest?
Yes, we love to walk in the forest. Walking is good for us in the bright sunshine.
When you got back from your walk in the forest, what did you find?
Well, the door was open. I had told Baby Bear to close it, but you know how bears are about those things.
What did you see?
I think we should let Papa Bear tell that.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Attorney for Locks, do you wish to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Mrs. Bear, is it a fair statement to say that you're a good cook?
The best in the whole forest.
Your porridge is your specialty, is it not?
Objection, Your Honor. This line of questioning is irrelevant to the case.
No, Your Honor. That goes to show that Mrs. Bear routinely invites people over for porridge.
I will allow it. Mama Bear, you may answer the question.
Yes, porridge is my specialty.
Is it not true? Is it not true that you routinely invite people over for porridge?
Yes,
You
but
just invited my client over for porridge several times, correct?
Yes, but
You just invited your attorney over for porridge, correct?
Yes,
Nothing
but
further for this witness, Your Honor.
Very well, defense. Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. Mama Bear, why do you invite people over for breakfast?
because I make an excellent porridge. But I've never imagined someone would come into my home without being invited, eat my porridge without us even being at home, and destroy my son's favorite chair.
Thank you, Mama Bear. Your Honor, I call to the stand Papa Bear.
Well, there you have it. Mrs. Bear was clearly upset that Goldilocks would eat their porridge without permission.
The prosecution has called Papa Bear to the stand. Papa Bear is expected to testify that he noticed that the door of their home was open and that he noticed that someone has ate the porridge.
Please be seated.
Please state your name.
My name is Pop A. Bear.
Do you live in the forest with Mama Bear and Baby Bear?
Yes, that's our home is located out in Saginaw.
Very well. When you got back from your walk in the forest, what did you notice?
Well, first I noticed that the door was open. I told Baby Bear several times to close it, but I guess he forgot again.
Did you smell porridge in the house?
Yes, oh yes. Mama Bear is oh yes, it smelled delicious. Mama Bear is the best porridge maker in the whole forest. I especially like the 2 potfuls of cinnamon raisins she puts in it.
Your Honor, we all know that Mama Bear makes very good porridge. We will stipulate for the record that she makes the best porridge in the whole wide world, not to mention the best porridge in Saginaw.
When you got back to the house, what did you notice first?
Oh, well, when I went out to eat my bowl of porridge, when I looked in it, it was empty.
Did you say anything?
Yes, I growled. Somebody's been eating my porridge.
Papa Bear, is that your bowl?
Yes, can't you see it says Pop A on it?
Oh, is that the bowl of porridge that was sitting on your table?
Yes, it is. I never eat my porridge from any bowl except that bowl.
And when you got back from your walk in the forest, is that the way you found it?
Yes, it was empty just like it is now.
Your Honor, I asked that our exhibit be admitted as evidence.
All right.
Papa Bear, after you discovered that your porridge bowl was empty, what did you do?
I walked into my living room.
And what did you see?
Someone had been sitting in my favorite chair, the one that Mama Bear and Baby Bear gave to me for Father's Day last year.
Did you say anything upon noticing that somebody has been sitting in your chair?
Yes, I growled. Somebody's been sitting in my chair.
Then what happened?
Well, I was getting suspicious, so I went upstairs.
What did you notice upstairs?
I noticed that my bed had been messed up.
Your Honor, move to strike. We all know that Papa Bear never makes his bed in the morning, and the bed just sits there till Mama Bear makes it in the morning. How do we know that the bed had been messed up from Papa Bear sleeping in it?
Motion denied. Please continue, Papa Bear.
Papa Bear, you did make your bed that morning.
Yes, I made a special effort that morning to make my bed as a birthday present for Mama Bear.
And when you got back, was your bed messed up?
Yes, it was.
Did you say anything?
Yes, I growled. Somebody's been sleeping in my bed.
Did you see anybody sleeping in your bed?
No, I didn't.
Papa Bear, that's all the questions I have for you.
You may step down. Please call your next witness.
Intriguing testimony from Papa Bear. You notice that the prosecution has entered Papa Bear's bowl into evidence.
Up next to the witness stand is little Baby Bear. He is the little bear who witnessed the damage to the bear home.
What is your name?
My name is Baby Bear. I live with my mommy and daddy bear in a little house in Saginaw.
Where do you go to school?
I attend Jesse Lewis Academy in Saginaw, Michigan.
And who are your teachers at school?
My teachers are Mrs. L and Mrs. Z.
And do you always listen to your teachers at school?
Well, most of the time I do.
And have your teachers ever told you to close the door when leaving a room?
Well, they are trying to teach me to do that, but sometimes I forget. You see, I'm still a baby bear.
Did you go for a walk with your mommy and daddy in the forest?
Yes, I did. The pool was too hot, so we went for a walk to see the birdies, the bunnies, and other animals that live in the forest. One time I even saw a deer in the forest.
And when you got back from your walk in the forest, what did you see?
I went with my dad to eat my breakfast, but my porridge bowl was empty.
Did you say anything?
I said somebody's been eating my porridge too, and they ate it all up.
Please mark this as Bears Exhibit B. Is that your bowl?
Yes, it is. My grandma made it for me when I was a tiny baby. I was only a cub when she gave it to me. She gave it to me because she knew I liked to eat porridge for breakfast.
And what did you do, Baby Bear?
I went into my living room and saw that my favorite chair was broken to pieces. My grandpa gave me the chair for my second birthday to sit with Mama Bear and Papa Bear and watch television.
And what did you say?
I said somebody's been sitting in my chair, and they broke it. I really feel sad about my chair being broken because it was my favorite.
Please mark this as Bears Exhibit C. Baby Bear, is that your chair?
Yes, it is. I really feel sad because it's broken. Papa Bear was going to fix it, but he is very slow at doing these things sometimes. I guess Mama Bear will have to talk to him about it.
And then what did you do?
I went upstairs to my bedroom.
And did you make your bed that morning?
Yes, I did, because it was Mama Bear's birthday. Daddy Bear and I wanted to surprise her because we sometimes, well, most of the time, forget to make our beds.
I see, but you did make your bed that morning.
Well, Daddy Bear helped me, but we made it, yes. I even put my little pillow neatly at the top of the bed.
And when you went back upstairs, was your bed messed up?
When I went back upstairs, I looked on my bed and my pillow was gone. Under the covers, I saw a little girl and I shouted, "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed." And there she is. It's a little girl.
And what did the little girl do?
She got up and ran fast, but I only saw her golden locks.
Is the little girl who was sleeping in your bed here today?
Yes, she is. I will recognize those golden locks anywhere.
Let the record reflect that Baby Bear has identified the defendant. Please mark this as Bear's Exhibit C. Baby Bear, is that your pillow?
Yes, it is. My Aunt Cubby made it for me when I was a baby.
Baby Bear, you don't have golden hair, do you?
No, I don't. My hair is brown and fur like my mommy and daddy.
There's golden hair on this pillow. Could that be Goldilocks' hair?
I guess so. It's not mine.
Very well.
I don't blame Goldie for eating the porridge, and Mommy can always make more porridge. But I wish she hadn't broken my chair. That really was my favorite chair.
Thank you, Baby Bear.
Very well. Attorney for defendant, do you wish to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Baby Bear, Goldilocks and you are friends, right?
Yes.
You invited her to have porridge with you, did you not?
Yes, but...
In fact, the day before the incident, you told Goldilocks that you were having porridge in the morning that she could have some, did you not?
Objection, Your Honor. This is a compound question.
Please rephrase your question.
You invited Goldilocks over to have some porridge with you, did you not?
Yes, but...
You knew she was coming for breakfast, didn't you?
Yes, but...
That is why you left the door open, isn't it?
But Goldie broke my chair to pieces. She knew how much I liked the chair.
Please answer the question.
Objection, Your Honor. Defense counsel is badgering the witness.
Please rephrase your question.
That is why you left the door open, isn't it?
No, I just forgot.
The chair was already broken, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, but...
Nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
Does the prosecution wish to redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. Baby Bear, what happened with your chair?
Well, the chair was already broken just a little bit, but I can still use it. Poppy Bill is going to fix it, but Goldie broke it, and now I can't be repaired anymore.
Thank you, Baby Bear.
Prosecution, you may call your next witness.
Your Honor, that was all of our evidence. The people rest.
Very well. Attorney for Locks, you may call your first witness.
We'll see if the jury was impressed by Baby Bear's testimony. As you saw, the prosecutor has entered Baby Bear's pillow into evidence.
Looks like the attorney for Locks will call Goldilocks to the stand. A bold move. As you know, a defendant does not need to testify in their own trial.
What is your name?
My name is Golden Locks. I am also called Goldilocks because of my golden locks.
Oh, I see you have very pretty Goldilocks.
Thank you.
Where do you live?
I live in the forest with my mother Locks, my father Locks, my dog Melissa Locks. Melissa needs a haircut right now. Oh yes, I also live with my little baby brother Locks.
Oh, and is your house located anywhere near the house of Baby Bear?
Oh yes, Baby Bear and I see each other all the time when we walk in the forest. We also go to the same school.
And I'm sure your teachers, along with your mother and father, have told you to never go into a strange house.
Yes, they have. I never go into a house unless I have been invited, even when the porch smells good.
Now, Goldie, on the day in question, were you out walking in the forest?
Yes, I was. I was out picking flowers in the forest early that fall morning. I like to go out early in the morning because that's when I see the most bunny rabbits, and sometimes I even see a deer.
And as you were out walking in the forest, what did you smell, if anything?
I smelled the yummiest porridge coming from my house in the forest. I followed my nose to the bear's house. I knocked on the door, but nobody answered. The smell was very good, and I had not had any breakfast yet.
I see. Then what did you do?
I knocked on the door several times, but the bears did not answer. Since the door was wide open, I figured that the bears must be close by and that they were expecting me over for breakfast.
What do you mean? Did you enter the house?
Yes, I did. It was not the first time I was having breakfast with the bears, so I went right to the kitchen. There I saw the 3 bears' bowls of porridge.
When you saw the 3 bears' bowls of porridge, what did you say?
I said, "Oh, my porridge."
And then what did you do?
I tasted some porridge from Papa Bear's bowl, but it was too hot. Then I tasted some porridge from Mommy Bear's bowl, but it was too cold. Then I tasted some porridge from Baby Bear's bowl. It was just right and so delicious, I ate it all up.
Were the bears in the house while you were eating the porridge?
What bears? Oh, they must have been nearby. Anyways, I got so excited eating the porridge, I forgot all about the bears. Thinking about it now, it was rude of them to invite me and not even be there when I ate the porridge.
Then what did you do?
Well, my tummy was so full that I went into the living room to thank Mommy Bear and to tell her how good the porridge was. I always thank Mommy Bear when they have me over for breakfast.
Did you find anybody?
No, I didn't. So I sat down in a chair to wait for her to come home. Last time I was there, she had promised me the recipe so I could give it to my mommy.
Where did you sit down?
First, I sat down in this great big chair. It was too big and too hard. I did not feel comfortable in it. Then I sat down in a smaller chair, but it was too soft. Finally, I sat down in a small chair. It was just right.
What, if anything, happened when you sat in that chair?
It broke and broke my back. I think the chair was already broken when I sat in it, and that it was just sitting there as a decoration. As little as I weigh, there is no way I could have broken it if it had not been broken already.
Move to strike, Your Honor. The witness is assuming facts, not in evidence.
Your Honor, Baby Bear already admitted that the chair was broken before my client sat in it.
Motion denied.
Then what did you do?
Well, since my back was hurting, I decided to lie down to wait for the bears. My dad is a lawyer, and he says there should have been something informing me that the chair was broken.
Move to strike, Your Honor. This is hearsay.
Your Honor, this is not offered for its truth.
Denied.
What do you remember next?
I went into the bear's bedroom to lie down. I was also crying about hurting my back. Meanwhile, I had closed my eyes to wait for the bears. I fell asleep on Baby Bear's bed. Before I fell asleep, I had also tried Papa Bear's bed and Mommy Bear's bed, but they were too hard. Papa Bear's bed had not been made very well. It looked like he made it himself.
Objection, Your Honor. Papa Bear tried very hard to make the bed as a surprise for Mama Bear. The witness is characterizing him as a sloppy bear.
Your Honor, Papa Bear already testified that he made the bed himself.
Objection overruled.
What do you remember next?
There were 3 bears standing around me. Papa Bear looked very, very mad. He said, "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed." I heard something else, but I was so frightened that I got up and ran right out the door to my mother.
Goldilocks, as I recall your testimony, you ate the porridge because it smelled so good and you were hungry. The door was left wide open, so you thought they expected you for breakfast as usual. The chair was already broken when you sat in it to wait for Mama Bear to tell her how good the porridge was, and you fell asleep on the bed because you were hurt.
That's right.
You didn't mean anybody any harm, did you, Goldilocks?
Objection, Your Honor. This is a leading question.
Sustained.
Thank you, Goldie.
Prosecution, do you wish to cross-examine this witness?
Goldie, you only found 3 bowls of porridge on the kitchen table, did you not?
Yes.
You claimed that the bears have invited you in the past. Isn't it fair to say those times there are at least 4 bowls on the table?
Maybe, probably. I'm not sure.
But you are sure that that day there were only 3 bowls, correct?
I object, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
You may call your next witness.
A very emotional testimony by Goldilocks. It seems like the jury will have a difficult time going through all the testimonies. Looks like Mrs. Locks has been called to the stand by the defense.
I am very sure that this will be a difficult task for this jury.
Right here. Do you tell the judge the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
What is your name?
My name is Curl E. Locks.
Where do you live?
We live at 124 Fern Street.
And are you the mother of Gold E. Locks?
Oh, yes, I am. She is my little girl.
What kind of little girl is Goldilocks?
Gold E essentially is a good little girl. She is mischievous like most little girls, but she always tries to do the right thing. The only trouble I have with her is that she likes to wander through the forest picking flowers and watching bunny rabbits. So I take her for walks sometimes.
You said Goldie is essentially a good little girl. Did she say please?
Almost all the time.
And she said thank you?
Oh, of course. I have taught her how to say thank you, and the teachers at school have taught her how to say thank you. So she says thank you most of the time.
Does she help you with the dishes?
Most of the time, but sometimes, especially when Sesame Street's on television, she runs downstairs and watches television and forgets to help me with the dishes. That's her favorite show, you know.
Does she attend school?
Oh yes, she goes to Jessie Loomis Academy every day. She enjoys music, swinging on the swings, art, and all the activities. She's really excited about her school.
Well, this trial is about Goldilocks committing burglary. Do you think she broke into the bear's house?
Oh goodness, no. She would never enter a house of strangers or someone's house without being invited. Besides, she's too tiny to break down any door. My daughter and Babe E. Bear are good friends, and she has been invited to eat porridge with them several times, like most people in the forest. She was invited that day, too.
Do you think she broke the bear's chair?
Objection, Your Honor. Mrs. Locks is not an expert on chair breaking.
Your Honor, I am merely asking Mrs. Locks for a layperson's opinion.
I will allow it. Mrs. Locks, you may answer the question.
Gold E did not break the chair. She has told me that the chair was already broken when she sat in it, and I believe her. She's not very big, you know, and I don't think she could break down any chair.
Mrs. Locks, do you think Goldilocks has bad manners?
Not at all. She uses good manners. The only reason she went to the bear's house, like I said, was because this porridge smelled so good and she had been there before. After she ate the porridge, she simply went to wait for Mom A. Bear and thank her. She always says thank you when someone does something nice for her.
Where's Mr. Locks today?
Oh, he wanted to be here, but he had a very important meeting. He's a lawyer, you know, and lawyers always have very important meetings. At least that's what he tells me. But I'm sure he would say the same thing if he were here.
Is there anything else you would like to say, Mrs. Locks?
Well, we're sorry that the bears were inconvenienced, but if they would like to come to our house for breakfast, I would be glad to fix them some of my porridge. Maybe Mrs. Bear could even show me how she makes hers so yummy.
Thank you, Mrs. Locks.
Prosecution, any cross?
Yes, Your Honor. Mrs. Locks, you testified that the defendant was injured, but you did not submit any medical records, did you?
No, because...
In fact, you did not even take her to the doctor, did you?
No, because...
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Any redirect, attorney for Locks?
Yes, Your Honor. Mrs. Locks, why didn't you take Goldie to the doctor?
Because I rubbed her back and put a heat pad on it. I am her mother.
Nothing further. Your Honor, the defense rests.
Very well. You may step down. Are there any summaries?
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, in this case we have shown that the defendant walked into the bear's home while they're out in the forest, ate Baby Bear's porridge, broke Baby Bear's favorite chair to pieces, and slept in his bed. Even if she had been invited like she claimed, once she knocked on the door and did not get an answer, she should have left immediately instead of breaking in. The defendant and her mother claimed that the defendant was injured. We have no medical records, and had she stayed out of the bear's home, Baby Bear's chair would not have been destroyed. For these reasons, I ask you to find the defendant guilty on all charges.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have shown that Goldilocks is a good little girl. She meant no harm in going into the bear's house since the door was already open and she had been invited into the house before for breakfast. After eating the porridge, she decided to wait for them to come home so she could thank them for it, which demonstrates her good manners. Baby Bear already admitted that he invited my client over for breakfast and that the chair was broken before my client sat in it. With her compelling evidence, and from our own observation, it is clear that she could not have broken the chair based on how tiny she is. When she fell, she hurt her back, so she went to rest and wait for the Bears. I ask that you find my client not guilty on all charges. If anything, the Bears are guilty of bad manners for inviting my client and not waiting for her.
You now have heard the evidence. Now it is your job to decide whether Goldilocks is guilty of burglary, destruction of property, and that she showed bad manners. In order to find her guilty of burglary, you must be satisfied that the prosecution proved beyond a reasonable doubt that she broke and entered into the Bears' house with an intent of committing a felony, and that eating someone's porridge constitutes a felony. In order to find her guilty of destruction of property, you must be satisfied that her actions caused the chair to be destroyed. In order to find her guilty of bad manners, you must be satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that her behaviors shocked the conscience and that they did not comply with acceptable social behaviors. Will you please go with the bailiff into the jury room, and after you have decided, would you please come back out and inform the court about your decision?
And with that, the jury exits the courtroom, where they'll deliberate until they reach a verdict.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more mock trial news right after these messages.
Why is Saginaw Public Schools your best choice? Ask some of our students.
My teacher helps me with reading, that's why I'm so good at it.
Studying Spanish has made me more competitive in the real world.
My teacher makes it fun for us.
The art programs are really nice and it helps you be creative.
I can learn a trade and I can go out into the workforce after I finish high school.
Saginaw Public Schools is my choice.
It's my choice.
Saginaw Public Schools is my choice.
Your best choice. Enroll now. 399-6500.
From science fairs to award ceremonies, relive school memories, and special events. There is a growing selection of over 1,000 productions that you can order on VHS tape. And now, SCTV is offering DVDs. Video productions like high school varsity football, preliminary and county spelling bees, girls high school varsity basketball, spring music concerts, holiday programs, and graduation. You can have your requests mailed to your home, or you can pick them up at the station. For more information, call SCTV at 399-6750, or you can email us at sctv@spsd.net.
We're back with more Mock Trial News' coverage of the state versus Goldilocks. Looks like the jury's returning to the courtroom. They may have a verdict. Let's watch and see.
Foreperson, has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
What say you?
The jury has voted and has determined that on the burglary charge, the defendant is not guilty. On the destruction of property charge, the defendant is guilty. And on the bad manners charge, the defendant is guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you for your service. You're now excused. Sentencing will be in 2 weeks.
There you have it. Breaking news. Goldilocks was found not guilty on the charge of burglary. Miss Locks has been found guilty on 2 charges. Goldie is found guilty on destruction of property and having bad manners.
I'm sure this is devastating to Goldilocks' attorney and Mrs. Locke. There's more to cover in the following day, but for now, that's all from the trial of the state versus Goldilocks. Remember, to learn more about you and the law, participate in Law Day at your school. But for now, I'm Ann Kerr.
And I'm Microphone. Thank you for joining us on Mock Trial News.
To order a copy of the program you've just seen on VHS or DVD, call us at 399-6750. Your contribution will help Saginaw Educational Television continue to spotlight our students.